Good day, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Mondays with Mag, where I break down all the gaming news that happened over the weekend. We got a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. At the top of our news, we have to talk about Google launching its Genie 3. And what is that? It's an AI program that creates playable environments. And that has a lot of investors in the video game industry spooked as we saw stocks tumble. For example, CD Projekt Red, Unity Software, Roblox Corporation, Take-Two Interactive, just to name a few. However, what I think the investors did not see or did not realize or didn't even care to look into is the fact that the program can only run it a few minutes at a time. It is incredibly expensive. And also, for the most part, it only runs at 720p at 24 FPS. I can tell you right now that I can assuredly say that the gamers themselves will wholeheartedly reject this entire situation. However, we continue to see the negative impacts of AI on the tech world. As, for example, last week, Amazon laid off 16,000 people as a result of their investment in AI and had the gall to tell their employees to take care of each other, as well as continue to utilize their AI technology to make their lives better. In Sony hardware news, there are a bunch of new rumors and leaks that are coming out. For example, Sony patents a new touchscreen controller with no actual buttons, and that has a lot of people worried that that's going to be the PlayStation 6 controller. I think that they are overreacting. It is just a patent. It could be used for something else in the future, could be never utilized at all, or maybe it's a new controller for a PSVR 3. We have no idea, but however, I think everybody should just take a breath before they all get too excited that there's going to be a no button feature in the future, which I don't think is going to be the case. However, there's also other rumors out there that the PlayStation Portal is going to be getting an OLED screen as well, and it was a very, very popular device over the last few years. On top of the fact that rumors are starting to heat up yet again about an actual dedicated handheld that will be obviously much more expensive than the PS Portal, but either way, all these rumors are starting to circulate as we slowly creep into the 2027 year, where it was originally said that we were going to be getting both new Xboxes and new PlayStations. However, these dreams and thoughts may be dashed as they may be delayed due to the Rampocalypse situation as a result of AI. Nintendo may be hosting its own Direct as early as this week, as rumors continue to swirl around the date of February 5th, and they will be hosting a Nintendo Direct dealing with and talking about third-party deals. Why is this important? Well, Nintendo has faced criticism over the last little while about their release of first-party titles, as well as Sony not releasing first-party titles in a timely manner, particularly over the last couple of years. However, the two companies continue to find great success with third-party deals, and I think that that's something that they will continue to lead on moving forward. For example, in just a few short weeks, when Resident Evil Requiem drops on the Switch 2, they're also going to be getting Biohazard, which is, of course, Resident Evil 7, and Resident Evil Village, which would be Resident Evil 8. On top of that, we've also had other titles make its way over there. For example, the Final Fantasy VII remake has been incredibly successful. We expect to see Starfield on the Switch later this year, and that is how they will continue to move outwards of just their first-party titles in order to gain even more popularity with the common gamer. Even though it's only February, a lot of people are already crowning Highguard as being the most controversial game of 2026. And of course, after its disastrous launch and dwindling player numbers, it seems that the team at Wildlight Entertainment certainly have not given up on the game, as they have already added an experimental 5v5 playlist in order to shake things up to try and battle the rapidly declining player list. In the midst of all this madness, you have to commend Wildlight Studios for at least fighting for their lives for this game. And on top of that, they are listening to the community that's actually playing the game. And it's not a game for me, but either way, I wish them all the best in the long run. And I really hope that it's an underdog story, that there's come some success from it. But either way, we shall be watching it very closely over the next few months. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's the gaming news for the weekend, and we all know it's only Monday, so by Friday, you know it's going to be a week full of drama, full of fighting, full of excitement, full of rumors, and I can't wait to get into all of it. But either way, I will see you tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on XNC Podcast with Colt Eastwood. Tomorrow night on my channel, 8:45 p.m. Eastern on Madcast, as well as many long-form videos that I plan on doing during the week. I'll be doing 2 live streams as well on top of that, and a couple of YouTube Shorts, getting some of those smaller thoughts out of my head. But either way, everybody have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in. Stay magnificent, and we'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye now.